If you ever wanted the component to make your 3D models more interactive and change their properties during runtime, React Immersive fits you well. So in React Immersive we have a component called ModelViewer. So in this, what it does is it gives you the capabilities to change properties of a 3D model during runtime and get your desired behavior or your desired look from the 3D model. So I can show you examples that we have created using ModelViewer. Right? You can go ahead to the documentation, and documentation you have examples. In the examples there are around 10-12 examples, right, regarding ModelViewer. Simple ModelViewer is just a simple way to upload your 3D models and just view them, no editing whatsoever. So ModelViewer is what we are interested in. ModelViewer as a standalone is also looks like the simple ModelViewer, but using code and using the props in it, there are many customizations which you can do to the model to make it more interactive. So from here onwards you can see these kinds of examples. So if I go through them, first is guided tour. If I click on the live demo button, you can see this renders a 3D art gallery model. So what you do in art galleries is you go around the model and then you view art one by one. So but that can be time consuming and also not a good experience, because you have to rotate, zoom in, move the camera, right? So it's not a good experience, and for that you can use the guided tour feature. There you can predefine places to where your camera should stop and see. So in this case we have given the artworks as places to stop and then have a look. So this is one such feature from ModelViewer. We have other examples like shareable view. If you click on it, this is a way to share the exact scene that you can see here to another person. So let's say you take your camera and then move it around here, and then you maybe hide the bed and hide the chair in it, and then you can copy the link and send it to another person. If that person takes the link and paste it in their own browser, they can see the exact same thing that you see. So if I change the browser, you can see the exact same thing, nothing different. So this is a useful feature if you want them to see what you see. Then next we have AR product viewer. So as the name suggests, it allows you to view the 3D model in your AR space. So if your device which you are viewing this supports AR, AR button will appear here. Since I am on a laptop, it shows me to open on the phone, and you can scan this QR and view this model in your real space through AR. And also if you have a VR headset, you can even view it through that. Then we have a switch demo. If you ever wondered that you need to create kind of a switch and bulb mechanism, so this is what that is. So there are 4 bulbs and 2 switches, and if you click on the switch, the bulb lights up. So if you think about it, this is just a plain model with no interactivity when you get it or when you build it, right? So using React Immersive, we have given an action to it where you can click the lights and then light up another part of the model. You can even use the model, or you can hook it up to the panel. So that's the way to give a interactivity to your model. Then we have a light flicker. So this is a collection of bulbs in the model, and it gives an effect of a failing circuit. You may have seen in films, or you may have seen in real life how some bulbs you can see a failing effect. So this is that effect given through the React Immersive. So keep in mind, this is not a keyframe animation where you can, there is a seek button and you can press play and pause. This is done completely by code and given a animation, right? But not a keyframe animation. There are other effects like lit up, possessed, like in horror movies you can see lights are being possessed. Give it a blackout, and then also a surge where like a sudden rush of electricity is going to the bulbs. Then we also have a vehicle configurator. So this is the basic idea where you get a model and change the properties of the model. In this case it is a car model. So you can see here, then you can change the body paint the way you want, you can change the wheel colors, you can give a trim finish, blackout or chrome, you can remove the aero kit, put it back, similar to how when we played games you can do the same to your vehicles in your garage, right? Then you can give a window tint and also turn on the headlights, even give a color to the headlights. So this is a configurator where you can change properties of the 3D model. Next we have the exploded view. So this is the same model as earlier, the car, and then gives a exploded effect when we initiate it. You can see here there is a icon here. When you click it, it gives a slider, and if you drag it around you can see this is an explosion effect given to the model. So this can be done to any model where you can give the explosion view. Then we have a mouse controller. So this will be advantageous for handheld devices where you can add a mouse controller to your canvas. So this helps to move around, not with just the cursor, but you can click on this mouse controller and move the camera around as you need it. So you can even change the sensitivity, the opacity, and even the position to where you want. Next we have cinematic tour. In cinematic tour it gives a film kind of effect, where in films where you can go through the house or to the apartment, see all the objects inside the apartment, right? The camera is fixed to in a way that it goes flying around the model. So you can showcase your model like this and get a cool effect. Next we have an animation studio. So if your model has inbuilt keyframe animations, you can show them in a panel. You can play, stop, loop, or you can change the speed. So this is the idle animation, and then we have the walk animation, right? You can change the speed and see all the animations in your model. Next we have a texture upload. So you know how we like to add custom names or custom stickers onto our shirts or pencil cases, our vehicles. So you can get the same effect from this as well. So if you click on here, you can get change material. I'll just add a material from my machine now. It applies to your 3D model here. You can change the color if you need here. You can remove the applied material, and you can even get the UV map of the model like this. Also on the bottom right you can even download your UV layout, so you know how it is structured, and you can create your material according to it and get a nice custom print on your object. So these are some of the ways you can use simple model viewer to make your 3D experiences more interactive on the web. So go ahead and give it a try. If you want more information on React Immersive, you can check our other videos where I have given a full summary of React Immersive and another thorough video on what React Immersive is and what these components are. Right, we have 3 components: simple model viewer, binding build, and model viewer. I have clearly explained what you can do with each. So go ahead and check out those videos and then use our documentation to add these components to your application and build 3D experiences.